Hi, my name is Emilia. I recently went through a brutal breakup. Yes, the guy cheated on me with a woman he told me not to worry about. I needed a break from reality, so I decided to take a vacation and travel to another country. I planned on traveling to Rome. I was very excited. Did all the shopping. It was a 15 days trip, so I at least needed about 30 outfits. The day finally came. It was a rough trip from the start. First, my flight got delayed by 3 hours. My home was an hour away from the airport, so I decided to wait there. Then when we finally boarded, my seat was next to a jerk. He was the kind of person who was so full of himself that his existence annoyed me. He tried to flirt with me and he thought he was going to easily win me over since he was so charming. I told him not to bother me for the rest of the flight. He just kept smiling at me. We finally reached Rome, and unfortunately I couldn't find anyone who could talk in English. I had booked a house through Airbnb, so with people not speaking English, it was very hard to get there. It was such a cool house, with an amazing view and amenities, but just one disadvantage: the owner would be living there too. I could use everything, have my separate bathroom and room. So I didn't think it would be that big a deal. Besides, I may even like him or her. After being lost for almost 2 hours, I finally reached the place. It was everything I asked for. I rang the bell, and guess who opened the door? Yes, the hot but annoying guy from the flight. I was surprised. He still had his cheeky grin. I went in and started looking for another place. I found many, but none came close to the view I was getting from this house, and the hotels were very expensive, so I decided to compromise. The first day, I just slept after an extremely long flight. For the second day, I had everything planned out. My friends had suggested a few places to visit, so I was going to do that. However, the language barrier was a real issue for me. I am an introvert with social anxiety, so this was a challenge that I was hoping to overcome. However, I had trouble finding my way and talking to strangers, so the second day literally sucked. On the third day, I just sat at the house, moping and feeling like a loser when Jared walked in, the annoying/hot guy. He asked me why I wasn't going out, to which I told him that I don't know where to go and how to manage everything. He laughed and offered help, which I desperately needed, so I accepted. He told me he had to go to work, so he will meet me at a cafe around 5 and will show me around. I was very excited. When it was time, I got ready and waited for him at the cafe. He didn't come. I felt stupid. I waited for a while and was about to leave when he reached. He apologized and explained why he was late. His apology was genuine, so I went with him. Rome was even more beautiful at night. I actually had a great time with him. He told me he will take me out the next day as well if I did something on my own in the morning. So the next day, I got up and found a shop, bought some shoes, ate alone at a restaurant, and went back home. I felt great. I have never felt this confident. I couldn't wait to tell Jared about it. In the evening, he asked me about my day, showed me around, and this routine went on for the remaining days. I totally forgot about my cheating ex. I was having so much fun with Jared. I was even developing feelings. He seemed to like me too, but I had my doubts. The first time he saw me, he started flirting. Maybe it was his thing. Probably this is how he gets girls. He was going to forget about me as soon as I left, so there is no point in telling him all of this. I decided to keep my feelings to myself and just to enjoy my time there. On the last day of my trip, Jared looked really sad. I asked him what was wrong, to which he confessed his feelings. I knew this was coming, so I told him how I felt too. I told him that I didn't think it was going to work out since I had to leave soon, and I know how he usually is, so he is going to forget about me. A long-distance thing was not going to work with someone like him. That pissed him off. He left. He didn't even drop me at the airport. I was really sad but glad that I didn't pursue anything with him. He didn't even assure me and just left. I went back to work and my life. I missed him so much, but my ego didn't let me text him again. A week went by and I kept on recalling our last conversation. I hated how I left things with him. He seemed upset. Maybe I shouldn't have been harsh with him. He was so sweet to me during the whole trip. I have never been this happy. I wiped my tears and decided to text him. I was typing when my doorbell rang. Nobody ever visits me at this time. I opened the door and it was Jared. I was so happy that I hugged him. He gave me a bouquet. He told me that he didn't call or text because he wanted to show me with his actions that he was ready for a serious commitment. I was so happy. I apologized to him for the way I treated him and we started dating. I am not going to lie, the long distance thing is pretty hard. We sometimes even fight due to not being able to find the time, but at the end of the day, we both want to run back home and tell each other about our day. Jared is looking for a job here, hopefully we will be in the same country and city very soon.